Hey guys, um, what's what's going on? I just opened Unity, which I haven't done in a while, and I'm just gonna revisit this thing I was working on a while ago. This was supposed to be iron ore. Oh yeah, and that's the guy that attacks me. I take this iron ore and I throw it in my bucket, and it disappears, and it's supposed to go into an inventory that pops up when I press tab. See, that's the iron ore, and then if I select that, it's supposed to destroy it from this panel and re-emerge it from in the world of the real. And then I run over here to the sword and pick it up with Q, and now it's there. And then I was going to animate it so that when I click it swings, but I haven't done that yet. But whenever the red part is a trigger, and when it passes through his body, it does damage to him. There's a whole health system um, all together there, and so I could swing at this and beat him up. And his is set to do damage too. It's I think I have it labeled as weapon edges, and whenever they come into contact with something that is can be damaged, they will be damaged by that can be damaged by weapon edges. It will be damaged by weapon edges. So that's the monster. He follows me around and tries to poke me with his sword, um, or his nose, and I have my sword, and I can throw my sword if I don't want to use it, or I can pick it back up, and I could swing it at him. Where'd he go? Where'd you go? I guess I killed him. He just kind of poofs away when you kill him, and so not only was this a this was meant to be a uh, big giant box that I could store stuff in, but it's also going to be a horse-drawn carriage or a sentient box. See, as I step away, it follows me, but only when I walk a certain distance, just like if you were to have a horse-drawn carriage, and the horse wanted to always have eyesight with you. If you ever walk 40 feet away from it, it starts to follow you until it's not 40 feet away from you anymore. But and then you can pick up things and throw them into the top of it, and it catches it. That thing over there is supposed to be a windmill, but there's a little bit of glitchiness with this whole setup at the moment, the way I have it scripted, because it works perfectly for the first probably 1,000 steps, but you'll see before long that horse-drawn carriage really wants to follow me, even when it's closer than 40 feet, which becomes a problem because it starts pushing me around. That's a windmill. It doesn't do anything other than spin right now. That was my experimentation with augmenting something to look like it's breathing or beating. Yep, this is where the script actually of the horse-drawn carriage starts to mess up, and it's following me even though I'm closer than 40 feet. It doesn't understand that, and it just keeps trying to get closer and closer to me. So we'll just restart so that doesn't happen, and pick up our sword and get rid of this guy really quick so he stops, because we've already displayed what. So we're gonna kill him with this sword. Die 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 die. Die die die. Okay, cool. He's dead. Now throw that sword, and these are that square is actually a bush, and all of the circles around it are fruit. There are oranges, melons, and apples, or whatever I call the red ones. Right now they're just represented by those guys, and you walk up and you can't really do anything with them, but say you have an item. I'll say this is I'm right clicking, trying to find the sweet spot. I guess I messed that up. This one, right click. So this is a net of some kind. Say we can replace these circles with they're kind of just placeholders. So what would you cut down, collect? So say this is a basket for apples. You touch the apples with the basket, see, it disappears, and it reacts with the so that's spinning in three-dimensional space, suspended, because it touched it, but it also made it disappear. and they're to replenish soon after. You can change. I'll be able to change all that stuff. So now I've collected 3 apples. I haven't actually set it up to affect the inventory when you hit them to actually add as data into the thing yet, but I can do that. This is all just like the first stepping stones. I don't think I set up the green ones to do anything yet. Yeah, it's just these guys. But these could be animated to be moving around, say if there were apples on trees and the tree's branches were moving, or even more interesting, this square could be invisible and in the water, and these guys could be minnows or some kind of fish, and they could be animated to be moving, and then this utility, uh, I think what I labeled it in the script as is utensil. Uh, it can be uh, it can be made into a net or fishing net or something, and then say we're underwater. Yeah, we even have to swim down, so it's not even just like around the ankles, but like deep underwater. We go swimming with our net, and we try to and with them moving, it's actually kind of trickier, and we catch them with our net, and they disappear inside of our net and become information in our inventory, but we haven't actually scripted that yet, so that's not all there. And this is about the time that reliably this horse-drawn carriage script messes up, so we're going to restart this guy. And I actually probably should have made this full screen for you guys, because you're already on a, but you can also pick up these things. They're set as iron ore, and you actually see them spinning because they were rolling when I picked them up. I actually like this. This is wasn't intended, but I like the effect that it was, that it ended up having with this other, like a couple scripts combating against each other, and as long as all the items don't really matter, are designed to with this effect in mind, then this is actually like I kind of enjoy it. And then also you can just put it in. I just placed it in. I didn't even have to let go or press that thing. Literally, so it's like super intuitive as far as putting items into your inventory box thing. That in my head at the moment, I think it's going to be a horse-drawn carriage, but we could replace that with, say it's a different theme, like it's a futuristic theme. That could be like a spaceship that has AI that's following you around, that is small, and then it can actually be a mount too. I'm intending it on, for the horse-drawn carriage, for there to be some kind of system up here that you jump onto, and then you ride around a little bit faster than you would walking, and that's just in the game that I have in my head at the moment. I think this was actually the mount beginnings, but and there is some scripts connected to this guy, this little, but that's going to be a horse or whatever. It probably won't be, because and then this was me just messing around with very basic like rotation scripts, and then I went from that to this guy, and these guys were super early stuff, me just messing with geometric shapes, and like me being able to push them, I think, yeah, like weighted objects and junk. And then what else? I think that's pretty much everything. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, and then I tried to make a bow and arrow with these guys. That was gonna be a bow. That was supposed to be the ammunition for the bow. But the scripting for that is just the script's not even that rough. It's just it's super conflicting with the way that I have the POV character kind of set up in the inventory system, that those numbers, those boxes across the screen, and how I interact with holding things, because there seems to be like basically two different worlds, right in front of the player's face that you can't see, and the ammo has a hard time leaving. See, I picked it up, and then I'm supposed to shoot when I click or something. I can't remember exactly what the buttons I mapped out were, but yeah, that's pretty much my whole and then this is all just terrain stuff that I messed with and making a little island with an ocean, and just learning stuff and messing around, having fun. But that's all. That's just my little Unity update video. Peace, guys.